despite the fact that I grew up kind of obsessed with Barney, I'd never seen any live shows. That's, of course, in person and even live versions of the show on VHS. So I wasn't really sure what to expect from Barney live in New York City. Having now watched it, I have to say it's pretty brilliant. Well, it was released in 1994. I assume it was filmed around then as well. And we have this really wonderful stage show that offers a lot for the children to interact with. There are a lot of different things happening. I won't go into a tremendous amount of detail about it, but I have to say I found it to be rather emotional. This is directed by Bruce Deck, and Barney is played by David Joyner, voiced by Bob West. And one thing I'm always impressed with is the ability to do so much movement inside the Barney costume. That can't be easy, and it's always really impressive. And we also have a cast of children in this one. We have Tosha, Derek, Shawn, Carlos, Kathy, Min, Julie, and Kelly. And their performances are brilliant. There's something really special about watching young children perform on stage because I think that really helps to show just how talented they are. It's one thing to film an episode where you can stop and start if you make mistakes, but to actually put on a live show in front of a large audience. This is a big venue. It's filmed at Radio City Music Hall, and there are a lot of children there. I just thought everybody did a really brilliant job. We also have some other characters. We have, of course, Baby Bop and BJ, and we have this character called the Winkster, who is a pretty interesting character with a rather fascinating costume, and he causes some kind of problems. For example, he steals the Barney bag, and everybody has to run after him. So we do have an antagonist in this, which is not often the case in an actual episode of Barney. So it was a different kind of thing, and I think it worked really well. One thing that made me really emotional with this is whenever it cut to the audience and we see these parents grinning and laughing along, encouraging their children to interact, and it's just so beautiful. And it's such a great way to create these wonderful memories. Now, of course, not every child is going to like that noisy environment with a lot of other people, and they're very loud stage shows, especially ones for children. But if it's the kind of thing a child can get on board with, that they can enjoy, I think it must be a beautiful experience and something that, well, the children might not remember it, but a wonderful thing for parents to remember. The little children clutching their Barney dolls. It was just absolutely adorable, and hearing them cheer when Baby Bob came out and shouting in a very pantomime style when there were things to interact with. It was just beautiful to see. And we also have some really fun set designs. The use of the clubhouse I thought was very effective. They made a great use of the theatre space and audience participation. We have some brilliant songs, of course. Personal favourites include The More We Get Together, Ring Around the Rosie, Baby Bop sang My Yellow Blankie. There are a lot of songs in this that young viewers will be able to relate to and sing along with, and we can hear the audience sing along, and it's so beautiful to watch and to see these young children having an absolutely fantastic time. I never went to see stage shows like this as a child, but I did go to see Panto. I went to Panto most Christmases, and it's a very similar vibe. And I have very, very fond memories of going to Panto, and I hope anybody who went to see this live can remember at least that feeling, because it really comes across in the film. Definitely worth checking out if you grew up watching Barney. I'll be honest, I got emotional. I'm a little bit emotional now because I just love seeing how something can provide such wonderful memories while being entertaining and educational. Yeah, definitely would have been very loud in that room, I imagine, but it's a magical atmosphere, and watching it, from the comfort of my own home on the laptop, it's still a really wonderful, magical experience. I was 2 when this came out, depending on what time of year it was released. But I was 2 in 1994, basically the target audience age. I don't know, at 2 years old, I would have been okay with this. I think it might have been a very daunting experience, but if I was slightly older, I think it would have been just absolutely perfect to see. The performances were great, the song selections were great, they made a great use of the theatre space, and I rather enjoyed it watching it now. If you grew up watching Barney, I thoroughly recommend this because it's a beautiful production, and honestly, rather emotional as well.